Hi, future self. I managed to record very little of my enormous jaunt. So this morning at 11, I met Camille Utterback, who is a really great new media artist, and she's a professor at Stanford. And we met up, and she drove me down to Stanford, and we had lunch, and I talked to her class, and then she brought me home. But most of the time we just got to like hang out and chat and about what we're working on and what we've been seeing and stuff. And I really liked hanging out with her. It was the first time we really got to like chat. We met on I can't remember the name of it, but it was a panel at the Jewish Museum earlier this year. I did get some footage.
I don't usually come on this side of things. That's actually kind of cool.
I've been really obsessed with clouds lately. Like I've started doing this daily practice of like just staring out of my front window at the clouds. I'm just like watching them.
I think it's kind of amazing how specific they are in the Bay Area compared to other places I've lived. Like we don't actually get a lot of these kind of feelings. I think it's more rare.
Oh yeah, look at that one. Wow, clouds are the best. Gotta give me some Stanford clouds for my archives.
I don't remember the artist's name, unfortunately, but I saw a really sweet little video piece where they had run all these I think it was just photos, not video, through a like facial recognition algorithm.
Oh, that's cute.
And it was like all the places where the
There's a face
algorithm
here.
thought there were faces in the clouds, you know. It was like kind of sweet.
Cloud watching for computers. But one of the things that we talked about was Amnesia Diaries and sort of just asking, like, you know, trying to share the project with another artist and ask, like, what she saw in it and stuff. And one thing that I think would be interesting to try is annotating the old memories. Because we talked about basically sort of two camps of ideas. One is memories are used in social situations as a way of like telling a story, and the stories have like different reasons you would tell them, like for bonding or for communicating some specific information or because it's funny, or there's all these reasons that people tell stories together. So thinking of the system as a way, thinking of it as like connections that get made and become a story. You can hear Steve giggling about a comedy show. So that being one thing that the system might be able to do is like take from the database, find things that have adjacency, and then sort of build these stories. And depending on how linear or how closely adjacency is for each like different component of the story, could be more like dreaming or more like telling a literal story about life. So that was really interesting sort of take on it, because I hadn't thought of using the database of Amnesia Diaries in a social setting, but that makes total sense because I do think of it as like a performative thing, which doesn't mean that there will be me and there will be a human and there will be this thing, like audience members, and there'll be this tool that we can use to construct stories and for me to tell them stories through the tool. And then the other one is that as you tell stories about your memories get overwritten and they get changed by the context in which you tell them and how you tell them, so they change over time. So I don't want to sort of eliminate the original data in the database, but I do think there could be some sort of reinforcement learning aspect to the system, and so that the system learns like what good stories are and how to generate good stories or how to generate good dreams. But also, like, I can go back and annotate old memories and add context to them. Like, the next time I see them, I could somehow add context to them. I currently don't have a way of saving video annotations on a video, but I can think of a way of doing that. I can even, every time I see a video, I could even just like print out a thumbnail from it and like write annotations and put that in the notebook, just like for now. So yeah, just trying to think through some of the implications and fun avenues that the project Amnesia Diaries could go down. And I noticed when I was talking to Camille that I've been thinking about the system in a very sort of utilitarian way, like in a very linear way. And she brought up like dreaming and dream interpretation and how you could have the system sort of randomly select pages and videos or like sections of videos and have those chunked together into a stream, and then you could do dream interpretation on that randomization. So there's all these other sort of ways of thinking about it that I just hadn't really delved into. So yeah, I think this is going to be a very long, very slow, very like slowly evolving project where the database grows slowly over time, and then projects sort of spin off of the database. Different prosthetics sort of spin off of the database depending on my level of technology or things like that. But yeah, it's an interesting sort of ongoing performative thing. So yeah, bye future self.